Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to New Covenant Church TV. As always, thank you guys so much for joining me right here. And man, let me tell you, you're in the right place to be if you need an encouraging word or, a boost or a reminder, what have you, because Mondays can feel like a little bit of a drag sometimes, right? Because there's so much to do. We're just coming off the weekend. But that's why I release these videos on Monday, to give us that boost and that reminder, because we need to remember and we need to know that if God is on our side, who could be against us, right? With God, all things are possible. Amen. But if you would consider, please share this message right now so that your friends and your friends list can be blessed as well, and as well as anybody else out there in the online world. But I did have something I wanted to share with you guys today, but I wanted to start by asking you an obvious question. Have you ever stayed in a hotel room before? Dumb question, right? I'm sure we all have, right? Just a few weeks ago, I was staying in a hotel in San Antonio, Texas, right on the Riverwalk. You walk out the back door, the Riverwalk is right there. A beautiful hotel. And hotels are great, right? Hopefully the beds are comfy, free breakfast and stuff like that. But the absolute best thing I think about staying in a hotel is that when we check out, the rooms are no longer our responsibility. We don't have to worry about sweeping, mopping, making the bed, folding the towels, cleaning the sinks, toilets like we do at our own house, right? Because there's somebody else that can do that. Now, I don't advocate, of course, trashing a hotel room, but there's really nothing wrong with leaving the bed unmade or, leaving a pile of dirty towels right there on the floor, pushed out of the way in the bathroom or what have you. I don't see anything wrong with that because the rooms are not our responsibility. But as the more I was thinking about this, I came up with a term. And I believe that when it comes to being wholeheartedly committed, I believe that there's two types of people. There's the check-in people and the check-out people. Let me explain. Just like a hotel, right? Check in, check out. Now we're getting back to the hotel. Let's say my hand is the Lord, right? The check-in people are the people who turn to the Lord when things are going either good or bad. What do I mean by that? In other words, things are going great, so I'm going to approach God and I'm going to draw near to Him because everything is great, so I'm going to approach Him. But there are people who only turn to the Lord when things are going bad. In other words, everything's falling apart around me. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to check in and draw close to the Lord. But there are also the check out people. Now, the check out, let's say again, my hand is the Lord. Check out people are the people who leave the Lord whenever things are going good or bad. Now, in other words, things are going great, so I'm going to leave the Lord. Now, that seems kind of weird, right? But I have seen people before who everything is going great. I'm being blessed. I'm seeing financial blessing in my life. So I don't really need God right now. So I'm going to check out. But of course, there are people who check out from God when things are going bad. Where is the goodness of God? Everything's falling apart. Therefore, I'm going to check out. Now, that is a bad way to be. You don't want to be a check-in Christian and a check-out Christian. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to help you overcome that, because all of us have fallen prey to that before, even myself included. And so I'm going to give you some steps, some things you need to do if you find yourself in that conundrum, if you find yourself there, how to get out of this check-in, check-out type of mentality. And the first thing that you need to do, this is actually the hardest thing you need to do if you find yourself in that conundrum, is you need to actually realize and analyze where your heart is at. Because there are times, let me tell you about myself, there are times where I'm actually just like, I just don't care right now. I know I'm not wholeheartedly committed, and I'll actually tell God, I really just don't care. I need you to help me with this because I don't feel like I want to be committed to you. But you first have to be 100% honest with yourself and with God. The second thing that you need to do is you need to realize that it rains on the just and the unjust. So you know that you're not wholeheartedly committed maybe, or you're trying to break free from this. So you need to graduate from being in a place where you turn or leave the Lord whenever things are going good or bad. Don't be shaky. Don't build your house upon sand that's going to crumble whenever things come and hit you. So you need to realize that things just happen in our lives sometimes. Even though we're doing everything right, things are going to hit us and knock us off track and do us wrong and slap us on the face, because that's just life, right? But you want to be at a place where no matter what happens, you're stationary and you're steadfast in the Lord. And then the next thing you need to do, the last thing I would say, is you need to practice sacrifice. Because there's many people out there who say, you got to sacrifice for the Lord. You got to sacrifice. It takes sacrifice, but none of us sacrifice anything. So it's like, You have to practice it. In other words, if there's something that you're caught up in that's causing you from being wholeheartedly committed, maybe you might need to step away from a little bit from that, no matter how good it feels in your life right now, because it does take sacrifice, something we would all agree, right? So I believe that if you do those three things, it'll help you break from that conundrum of being a check-in and check-out Christian. So if that message blessed you, if you found it informative, I pray that you would share this message and help me get this word out there. And I look forward to seeing you guys right here next week, Monday, on New Covenant Church TV. I'll see you guys there.